Hey guys, anybody out there? Anybody out there? Test one, test one. Anybody out there? Test one, test one. Anybody out there, guys? Oh, there we go. Anybody out there? Say something in the chat. See if we got this chat activated. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Is anybody out there? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Anybody alive out there this evening? Anybody want to do a little Sarasota Tim shit talking? Who's out there? Anybody? Anybody want to talk some shit about, I don't know, life and vibe? Anybody out there? I see 3 people. Ugh. We'll see if anybody else jumps on. Otherwise, I'll turn this whole podcast right around. So what's up, guys? Anybody out there? Say hello, whoever's out there. It says there's 5 people out there. Who do we got? Who do we got? I got Tim with me. Who's that? HUD1. You got Tim with you? Tell Tim I said hello. Tell him I got a cup of McCafe. Ugh, and it is slurpable. It is slurpable. All right, so now we're down to 4 people. They're dropping like flies. All right, HUD-Q, what do you want to talk about since you're the only one out there on the chat? Tim wasn't really up to much today. I saw I put up a video. Well, I mean, he put up some videos today, but like I said, he wasn't up to much. I saw something about Tony Robbins. Who's that? You hear from me? Thanks, HUD. You get me. Yeah, so Tim was freaking out about AI this morning, I guess. I don't know if he's talking about me. I'm probably, Sarasota Tim. And now pretty much almost every other hater channel is now doing the AI videos as well. So Tim must be losing his mind. But yeah, he was doing a video about how AI is not going to take his job and his channel is going to stay live and it's going to be him doing his thing. And realistically speaking, we really don't need him anymore. Between me and Sarasota, we really don't need him anymore. We could just kind of, put up a few videos, each every day. and we'll have him covered. What do we got here? He said he was working on going to the Philippines. That would be something. That would actually be good for him. During the pandemic, I started watching a lot more YouTube. As a matter of fact, I got to the point where I pretty much watch, I don't know, it seems like 75, 80% YouTube now. And I have a couple streaming services. But yeah, I hardly watch anything on TV anymore. It's mostly YouTube. And during the pandemic is when I think that all started. I started watching a lot of YouTube when the restaurant I was at closed down in the beginning of the pandemic. 14 days to slow the curve. What do you set there? Birdie the Explorer. I'm checking in. I just saw him in his new riding gear. I saw that too, Birdie. That was good. Don't think I don't have a video coming on that one. He looked as stupid as he is manic. When he crashes that bike, that will bring views. God willing, the camera is rolling when he wrecks that thing and he puts it up. He owes us that much because he is going to wreck that thing. But yeah, I did pop that video on for just like maybe a minute or two, and I saw him strutting around in his little outfit. But I can't watch his videos anymore. There's no need. You look at the thumbnail and you can pretty much figure it out. And if not, you just read the summary. And there's really nothing worth watching. But yeah, I did see that video. He looked adorable in his little riding gear, his little outfit. But yeah, so he's pretty frantic about this AI. He sees what's coming. He sees that the AI channels are more entertaining than he is. We do him better than he does him. It's a shame. But yeah, like I said, not much going on with Timbo. Same old, same old. I guess everybody out there in the country's got some weather coming. I'm here in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee. And it is currently, it's about 35 degrees. Not bad. It was 26 last night. But we're getting that same whatever's coming that everybody else is getting. I guess on Sunday. HUD, you had a Yamaha MX500 in your 20s. I started riding dirt bikes also. I have a bike now. I have a 2016 Honda Fury 1300. It's like a chopper. And but I started riding dirt bikes when I was a young lad of like 11, 12, 13, upstate New York with my cousins. They all had dirt bikes. So I get the dirt bike thing, but I wouldn't ride one now. My bike now is a cruiser, you know. It's pretty quick, but I don't ride it fast. It's meant to go, it's a bar hopper. You know, it's meant to go from stop to stop and look good getting there. And that's pretty much what it does. I could take the falls then. Yeah, of course, when you're younger, you can take the falls. I've never knocked wood. Poppy, that was me. Poppy, that's my dog because he heard me knock. Poppy, that was me, you putz. But yeah, I've never laid my bikes down. I've ridden my whole life. And but anyway, so yeah, the bike is gonna be interesting, and the Philippines move would be interesting as well for him. Like I said, when I started watching YouTube, started going in waves, different videos. You know, they'd send you some videos, you'd watch one or two, then they'd start sending you a bunch of that, then they'd move on to something else. So I went from guys that retired to the Philippines, and they were mostly old white guys that you know, they were there to get, you know, the young chicks. And I get it. Why not? You can go there, live, seems like pretty cheap. And they all seem to have these young Filipino women. And that would be good for Tim, probably. It'd be awesome. Hold on a second. Let me get my cafe here. I think it would be awesome if Tim moved to the Philippines and obviously kept up with his YouTube channel. But he'd be in the Philippines and it would just be the same thing. You know, him in the Philippines, I'm sure there's Walmarts over there. You know, him in the Philippines going to Walmart, him in the Philippines going to McDonald's, him in the Philippines going to a car wash, it'd be pretty funny content. You know, him over there just kind of doing the same old nonsense. Um, but yeah, I couldn't. I would love to see it, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Tim's a you know, he's too much of. He's not as much as he thinks he's an explorer. He's not an explorer. He's never really been out there and traveled and seen things and experienced things as much as he thinks he has. But what else? So, yeah, Tim's been pretty much, again, another, you know, lackluster day with him and his life. They have stiff laws on people videoing. I can imagine. New York Dan put out a video today. He was at McDonald's. This guy's got some diet on him. Between, you know, cooking rotten food at home and eating fast food out, you know, this guy's got to have a cast iron stomach on him. New York Dan. He did a cooking video. He made an egg sandwich. The egg sandwich was pretty comical. I mean, who could screw up an egg sandwich? I don't understand his sandwich assembly. What his thoughts are on that. He had a piece of bread. I saw that somebody stole his McDonald's. I was getting to that. Way to step on the punchline. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he made an egg sandwich a couple days ago. Yes, I don't know when it was. He made an egg sandwich, and he had a piece of bread on the plate. And then the egg took up about, I don't know, maybe a third of the bread. And then he had like some onions on another piece of the bread and some sliced peppers on another piece of the bread. I mean, this sandwich was no bueno. It was no good. And then he made some chili. Well, he says he made some chili. He opened a can of turkey chili and then opened a can of black beans, added it to said turkey chili, and then put some raw chopped red onions and some red chili peppers on top of it. And he ate that. So, suffice to say, I'm sure he probably shit himself last night. He must shit himself every night, that poor guy. He must go through underwear like nobody's business. He should invest in, you know, if he's going to make investments, he should invest in like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom at the rate he's going, the way he's blowing out those underwear. But yeah, he said he's going to be doing some cooking, and I'm going to be doing some cooking also, as a matter of fact. I was telling him that, seeing as how we're getting this weather like everybody else, I think it's supposed to come in Sunday into Monday or something like that. I'm going to go take a ride to the grocery store tomorrow and stock up on a couple items, and I'm going to do a couple cooking videos for my other channel, Fork in the Road 2025. If you guys ever want to check out some cooking stuff, I do cooking videos here in my little RV. I'm basically teaching people that they can eat well, they can eat really well, they can eat restaurant quality meals inexpensively, not a shitload of work, and they can do it in their home. I'm doing it in a little RV kitchen, and like I was telling Dan, he should watch my videos and learn to cook. He's got a nice big full house kitchen to work with. He should be able to do whatever I'm doing. But yes, like I said, seeing as how we're going to be stuck in for a couple of days, you know, when it's going to be, you know, snowing and icy out for a few days, I'm not going to be out there doing DoorDash. So I figured I would, you know, stay home and do some cooking videos for the other channel. I haven't done any in a couple of weeks. The last thing I did was the white people tacos, and those were good. Those were barking. Oh my God. Wish I had a couple of those right now. Ugh. Ooh, excuse me. That was Poppy. He's sitting on the couch. He has a little gas. Why what? Did I greps? That wasn't me. That was Poppy. It's my dog. He's sitting over here. Oh, the chat's moving. I'm sorry. I didn't even say. I have to scroll it up. I'm using my other phone for the chat. Yeah, his cooking is different. Dan is a character. I think he's, like I said, I think he does it all on purpose. I think it's all an act. I think it's all shticklach, like my grandmother used to say. He's just doing shticklach. But yeah, so New York Dan, and I told him what I'm going to do is I told him if he wanted to, he should let me know what he's going to cook and then I'll go get the same stuff and I'll cook the same thing. We'll have a little competition. And then, of course, I'm going to make another video. I'll make another AI video of maybe me and Dan having a cook-off. That'll be funny. I did one with me and Cowpote doing omelets, and that was a pretty funny AI video. I enjoy your cooking. Who's this, Birdie? I enjoy your cooking videos a bit more gourmet than I do. I'm a Southern cook, and I'm a short order cook, especially burgers. Yeah, Birdie, I got a lot of my experience varies from everything. I mean, I go fine dining to down and dirty. I could do a hell of a smash burger. I do great hot dogs. My hot dog cart was I couldn't believe when I was in South Florida, when I was down there taking care of my dad last year and I had the hot dog cart. I couldn't believe that people were paying $13, $14, $15 for a hot dog. It was incredible. But yeah, I was amazed. I found it really amazing. I'm working on, like I said, I think I want to do something with the cart here. I need a commissary kitchen. And Fort Lauderdale, there were a few of them all over. They were, it was a city, so it was more of a, like I should say, a bigger city. So there were multiple commissary kitchens I could use for the cart. Food trucks used them, carts used them. Off-premise catering companies. And there were a few of them all over town. I haven't been able to find one here, like locally where I'm at, in this area of East Tennessee. I'm in the Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. So I've been looking for a commissary kitchen. I did find a few of them in Knoxville, which is an hour away from here. So I might go take a ride to Knoxville, maybe, I don't know, maybe in a week or so, and scope out the area. I really do love this area where I'm at here in East Tennessee. It's gorgeous. Like I said, it's the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. From the RV park where I'm parked, when I sit in my theater seats and watch TV, and there's a window underneath the TV that looks out the front of my camper, and when I'm sitting watching TV and I'm looking out that window, I have the Smoky Mountain view right in front of me. It's, like I said, it's awesome. $700 a month. Everything. All in. You love hot dogs also. Mustard Kraut, East Tennessee. Yeah, East Tennessee is gorgeous. Like I said, just driving around here doing DoorDash. I've put some videos up on my other channel of the views and stuff. It's incredible. With that being said, I'm going to go check out Knoxville. If I can't find a commissary kitchen, because I definitely need a commissary kitchen here. Fort Lauderdale, I needed one also, but I was running it out of my dad's house, so I did most of the work out of my dad's house. My dad's house was an actual house with an actual full-size kitchen. I don't think I could do what I was doing there in a camper, so I would actually need a commissary kitchen that I could actually work out of, that I would go to, on a regular basis. The one I had, basically in Fort Lauderdale, basically covered getting me my license for the cart. I had access to city water and sewage. I had access to use the dishwashing facilities there when at the end of the day. And if I wanted to buy blocks of hours to use the prep kitchen and storage space, that was extra. But I never did that. Like I said, I paid the yearly fee, which enabled me to get my license for the cart and my inspection. And I did most of it out of my house. It was a hot dog cart, and there wasn't a lot, to do. But I don't know if I'd be able to do it out of a camper. So I'd actually need a commissary kitchen that I could actually use. And I did find a couple of them in Knoxville. I called one this morning. And I got some information. I got some pricing. And I think I'm going to go take a ride. Like I said, it's an hour away. Maybe someday this week, next week. Take a ride, look around, check out the area, see if I like it. See if I could find a long-term RV lot, in my price range that I'm looking to be at. And maybe I move to Knoxville to do the hot dogs. We'll see, But this is going to be, like I said, next year. Can't do anything here right now in the summer. In the winter. I'm looking for, for the summer. What do we got here? Super Love Dave. I just saw Tim had a stupid riding outfit. I was looking at it. What a fool. He looks absolutely ridiculous. He sure is a loser. Tell us how you really feel. Super Loves Dave. Don't hold back. Yeah, he did look kind of ridiculous in that. He is comical. He is a comical person to watch. I mean, no matter what he's doing, he has an outfit for. You know, he's got to get the outfit. I can't wait to see him working on these bikes. Like he said, he's about as mechanically inclined as I am, and I wouldn't even think about working on my bike ever. What else we got going on tonight here? Cowpoke did his show tonight. I called in. Carl called in. Casey Shits His Pants called in. It was a good show. Not a lot of talking over each other this time. I think it's getting better. Carl's getting a little less voice activated. He's bad with that. Me, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional broadcaster. But yeah, so you know, we're on there giving Squirrel Bait was down in the comments. We were giving her a ration of shit, so she took off. Squirrel Bait. I'm making a nice video about her. We were talking about that on the show tonight. We came up with a good concept for a video for Squirrel Bait, even though nobody knows what she looks like. So, but yeah, we were on there. We were kind of breaking her balls a little bit, and she got pissed and stormed out of the room. She left the building. And yeah, what else was going on over there? Anything else on the Cow Poopy show? Yeah, he's getting over the fact that he showered in the shower at Penn State. Nothing to be ashamed of. You know what I mean? We've all done it. What else? Dinger's struggling out there, guys. Dinger needs some help. Go over and check out Dinger's channel. Give him some views. This guy's struggling for content. I mean, he's going off of Tim, and Tim's not giving us anything. So, you know, he's out there trying. He's trying some Sora stuff, but he's flailing in the water. He's flailing. I got a video with Dinger coming out. I might drop it tomorrow, I think. Dinger going to my hot dog cart. I've been doing these little, like 10-second shorts of all the hater channels. I mean, I have them each one by one. I'm making videos on them one by one, where they all visit me at my hot dog cart, since they call me Beef Stew the hot dog chef. So I've been having them one by one, each kind of be just out walking around, and they come across my hot dog cart. I've had so far Sarasota Tim and Ms. Vicky. Ms. Vicky was great. She called my hot dogs thick and rich. That was priceless. And we had yesterday, which was a shocker. Coming out of the gate hot was Ray from the Life and Vibe, stopping by Beef Stew's Tube Steaks and trying the tube steak, trying a glizzy. And normally I don't get a lot of views on anything that's not Sarasota Tim. All my little offshoot characters, Cowpote and New York Dan and Life and Vibe and Ms. Vicky, I do those for me. Those make me very happy. But they don't get a ton of views. Sarasota Tim's what gets the views. Sarasota Tim is what puts the asses in the seats. But let me tell you something. Coming out strong today was Ray, Life and Vibe. People like to see her try a glizzy. People like to see Ray from the Life and Vibe trying my tube steak. Who knew? 1,200 views in the first day. That's, like I said, that's a decent Tim video. I'll give you a comparison. The Ms. Vicky video that came out before it is maybe at 400 or 500 views. At Ms. Vicky at the hot dog cart. So yeah, Ray eating the hot dog, coming in strong, coming in hot. People loved it. Ray, you're a keeper. More videos to come. Yeah, she's losing her mind a little bit. She's dropping shorts like there's nobody's business. But But her shorts aren't getting even that many views. Her shorts don't get much more views than mine, and some of them less. It's amazing. I think people might be losing interest a little bit in the whole Tim stuff from years ago. I mean, Tim's, like I said, Tim has moved on. Those days of him with the EIDL and the golf clubs and the blah blah blah, it's old news. People are moving on. They want more. They're getting bored with that. You can tell if you look at her views and then go back to the older videos and look as she's progressing, as the days are coming on. The views are going down because it's the same thing. Yay, Tim stole some money. We all know that. He's never giving it back. He's making his payments, and that should be the end of it. The government's good with it. I mean, I just don't see what the problem is. As long as he pays that $300 a month as a taxpayer, I'm fine. That's the deal we made. But yeah, she's out there. She's relentless. She's going hard. She's going hard in the paint. And Tim's just smacking her away. I got another good video about that also. Yeah, Tim's just, he don't care. Tim's like the road runner. Meep, meep. He don't care. No matter what they do, he just makes them look silly. They're actually helping him a little bit because, like I said, now there's guys like me out there that are out there rooting for this moron. You did that. You. I don't want to root for this idiot. But you're making it easy. And what else we got out there? Miss Vicky, I haven't seen much. I don't think she put out a Tim video today. I think her video today was just makeup, and I'm sure she got no views. Nobody is interested in anything Miss Vicky has to say that doesn't have the word Sarasota Tim in front of it. It is what it is. So, yeah, Miss Vicky needs to split that channel up. Start from scratch. Pick which one she wants to do. Take her 9,000 followers. I think it'd be better to take her 9,000 followers and keep that channel for her fashion and her beauty. And then start a new channel for the Sarasota Tim stuff, because then she can get all her old viewers back. She's got a nice little following there. People would follow her. People would, if she said, hey guys, starting tomorrow, I'm doing all my Sarasota Tim stuff on blah, 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 blah channel, everybody would go over there and subscribe to her, everybody she has now. And then start from scratch over there. Now you got your little makeup channel over here, and it's got your 9,000 subs. You start with that. Start putting out some real makeup tips and some real stuff. And then you just continue on with your Sarasota Tim stuff on a new channel. I think that's the way to go. That's what I did. And who cares? So I get no views. This isn't supposed to be a job. Not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is just supposed to be fun. I'll do my cooking videos this week. I'll get a few hundred views. I'll do my videos over here. I'll get some views. But that's it. So what else, guys? Anything else going on out there? Anything else you guys want to chit-chat about? Where is everybody tonight? Where's Casey Grits? Carl's probably asleep. I know Cowpote's asleep. Cowpote gets up like 2 in the morning. New York Dan is doing God knows what. He's probably out in his garage up to some kind of nonsense, freezing his patookis off. Birdie, it does seem like she invested a lot of time. A 4-hour live stream, and I'm a fan. Are you smoking the special Recipe from the medical dispensary. I do. That's a stop before. Yeah. This is magic turtle food, they call this. Special delivery for my friends up in Boston. Yeah, so Birdie the Explorer, let me ask you something. Beaver. I gotta say, don't go nowhere either. I got something to ask you also, but first I gotta talk to Birdie. You wait right there, Beaver. Don't you go nowhere. So Birdie, I'm talking to you now. Lemon whipped kush. Yeah, this is some kind of sour diesel kush or something. They all have stupid names. But anyway, Birdie, I see you whenever once in a while when I go into Ray's live streams, which I don't anymore because she blocked me on both of my channels, so I can't participate in the festivities. But when I do pop in there once in a while, I do see you in there a lot, and you are very much a Ray fan, it seems like. How do you think she would feel about you over here watching me, chatting with me, the arch enemy? Do you think that Ray watches my videos at all? Do you think she goes into my comments? Because I was telling Carl. Carl made a couple comments under some of my videos, and I asked him. I said, "Oh, Carl, you better be careful. I said, you better hope Ray doesn't come in here and start snooping around into my comment sections and start seeing some of the stuff you're saying." And Ray's like, and Carl was just like, she already doesn't like me, so he doesn't care anymore. But yes, what do you think, Birdie? What do you think? Do you think she watches my videos? Do you think she would get mad at you for being in here chatting with the enemy? I'm not really a bad guy, right? You can tell her that for me. I'm a good guy. And Beaver Baked. Is that your name? Beaver Baked? I like that. Beaver Baked. Okay. Beaver. I want to ask you a question. All right, number one. Are you still out there? If you're still out there, give me a thumbs up. Beaver. Oh, I know you left, and I won't bother asking. Poppy, could you please stop over there? Thank you. You're being obnoxious, little boy. Okay, there you are, present. Good. All right, so Beaver, and I'm still waiting for an answer from you, Birdie. Beaver, are you Beaver? Are you Ray from the Life and Vibe? In fact, be honest. Give it to me. And what do we got here, Birdie? Actually, not sure if she watches. I think we all watch a little of it all. I did not know you or her were not. You didn't know that she hates me? She mentions me in a lot of her live streams. I'm Beef Stew. You didn't know I was Beef Stew? Maybe you didn't realize I am the infamous Beef Stew. Did you not know I was Beef Stew? You're Theodore. You're not Theodore. You're not Theodore Cleaver. All right, and I'm okay. Then I'm Eddie Haskell. How's that? And I think Ward's being a little hard on the Beeve. And I think you, Beaver, are the Life and Vibe. You're not going to say it, but I'm pretty sure you are. I'm starting to figure out who's who now. Everybody's got the little, what do they call them? Sock monkeys or sock puppets? You are, Ray. Sock puppets or sock monkeys or something like that they're called. So I'm starting to figure out who's who, because you can't hide the way you the way you speak, the way you communicate. Certain words, certain phrases, certain terms, only you kind of use. I already talked to this with Cowpote and Carl and a couple of the other Nudniks over on the Male View, over on Cowpote's show. We were talking about it. And I personally think that Cowpote is, there's a guy that's always commenting on all the hater channels, and he's always in Ray's live stream, and everybody thought he was Tim at first. I think it's Ridge Runner 907 or 709 or something. But everybody thought it was Tim at first. But he's still in there. Ray lets him stay in there. But personally, I think he's Cowpote. Again, he uses a couple terms and a couple phrases that only Cowpote uses about certain people. So it's kind of like, we were talking about it, it's kind of like cooking, like chefs. Chefs could always tell another chef's food by looking at it. Every chef, after a while, develops their own style of food, their own style of plating, their own style of presentation. So you can't hide it. So it's like I said. So when somebody's writing comments and they're using phrases and terms and words that only certain people use, you start to realize, wait a minute. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Beaver 8. You're not Ray. I'm nobody. I like to comment on different channels. No harm. There's no harm. Listen, Ray. That's why I came forward with the styler. I started the styler because I wanted to, I did the Sarasota Tim stuff at first. That's when I started the channel. And then I started doing the cooking videos. And I actually like doing the cooking videos better. But I knew that I couldn't have both channels together. It's like I couldn't have the cooking videos and tell any of my friends, any of my family about my channel. And if I had all that Sarasota Tim nonsense on there, they would have me committed to a mental institution. So I got rid of it all. I got rid of every video that had, that was Sarasota Tim, that wasn't food. And then I started this channel over here. And originally I was just going to stay anonymous with the AI stuff. I was doing song parodies, and then I started finding the different AI apps to do the videos. And I was going to stay, everybody knew who it was. I mean, I didn't really try to hide it. For one thing, the name Styler. It's not because, well, I mean, I am styling. I mean, let's be honest. I am a styling person. But the name Styler is only, it's basically, my middle name is Tyler. And my first name is Stewart. Tyler, Styler. So that's where that came from. And I figured somebody would figure it out pretty quick because I had people shooting me addresses that I used to live at in comments, and my business licenses and all kinds of stuff people were sending me. So I figured immediately somebody's going to know my middle name. They'll figure it out. But nobody figured that part out. But everybody knew it was me. I kept it. Like I said, you can't hide the way you talk or the way you communicate unless you really, really try to. So I basically, what do we got here? Birdie. Tim was hung in a pretty good, especially with all the channels against him. I love this. I also love play presentation. I like color. Yeah. Make it pretty. You have nice food. Yeah, I do have nice food. And I'm not being conceited. I do have nice food. I've been doing this a really long time, and I love it, and I've always loved it, and I've spent my whole career from the time I got out of culinary school to improving my skills. And if anybody ever went back and looked at my old Instagram, which is underneath my Fork in the Road channel, my old, it's called Duck Fat Dogs, you'll see, my food is always, it goes back, that channel goes back, I mean, that Instagram page goes back till 2000, I want to say 9 or 10 or something. It goes all the way back to when I was working at Fusion Grill in Woods Hole on Cape Cod to Brooklyn Inn, the little bed and breakfast in Maine, to Galangal and St. Croix, to Rock Harbor Grill in Orleans, to Mooncuster's Tavern in Harwichport. I mean, and then my hot dogs. You know, even my hot dogs were insane. You know, check some of those things out. Like I said, I was getting $14, $15 for a hot dog. You know. But yeah. What were we talking about, Tim? Tim and the haters. Oh yes, anyway, so yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure Beaver, I'm pretty sure you're Ray, you know, from watching your comments and stuff like that. But if you want to say you're not, that's fine. And we'll never know. I mean, theoretically, I could have kept the whole Styler thing going. And, you know, everybody kind of knew, but nobody really knew for sure. You know, I could have popped on. I could have got my neighbor. I was thinking about that, actually. I was thinking about getting my neighbor next door to me. I got a character that lives next door to me. Looks like friggin' Colonel Sanders from KFC. I was going to film a video and have him say he was Styler and freak everybody out. Be like, I told you it wasn't me. But I was like, you know what? When everybody started saying that I had all these other channels that were like, you know, bombarding Vicky with nasty comments, and I saw the comments and they were nasty, and that's not me. I'll make snide comments, but they're not going to be just plain out nasty. And Ms. Vicky, like I said, she should have known that channel wasn't me. I mean, that was ridiculous. She was just trying to stir up a little controversy. Drama queen that she is. There's still 12 people in here. It's amazing. I find this fascinating. Birdie, what do we got here? You are not bragging at all. You are on top of your game, and I don't give a crap who knows. I comment here. It's a fresh take on an old stale story. Some of it's getting old. Exactly. See? There you go. Sock account. That's what you call it. Birdie, that's what I'm saying. We got to keep this Tim thing going. We're not going to keep it going with EIDL loans from 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We need fresh stuff. I'm going to keep it going. You know, between me, you know, with Sarasota Tim doing his thing, he'll keep the classics coming. He'll keep the hits, and I'll keep with the new content. I'll keep the, you know, the new stuff coming. I'm not afraid to take the big swings. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I do a video and it gets 200 views. I'll take that big swing. I did it with my food my whole career. When I wrote menus, they were never boring. They were never boring. I had the opportunity for the last, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 years of my career to do my own food, you know, at 3 different restaurants. And it was never boring. That I could tell you. So what else we got here, guys? We got Beaver, we got Birdie. Who else we got? Anybody else in here? Super Love. HUD, you still in here? Or you took off, HUD? So we got anything else to talk about tonight, guys? Or we're going to call it a night? What are your thoughts? I got nothing going on. I'm just hanging out. I'm still, like I said, no matter how long I've been out of the kitchen, and it's been about a year now, maybe more. I'm still on chef's hours. I can't get to bed before 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just my whole life. That was my schedule. Get home from work, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. You know, my younger days, I worked at a place in Hollywood, Florida. It was called Michael's Kitchen. And it was a late night spot. It was a hot spot. It was downtown Hollywood. And we opened at 6, and we didn't get a table till like 7, 7:30. People would come in, go to the bar, hang out. It was one of those trendy, you know, kind of like a Miami South Beach kind of spot. Michael Blum, Chef Michael Blum, was one of the hot chefs back then, and it was his new restaurant downtown Hollywood. I was the chef there, you know, from shortly after they opened, and that was a late night spot. Like I said, we'd open at 6. We wouldn't get a ticket on the line until, I don't know, 7:15, 7:30. our big pop was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And there were nights when I would leave there 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That was a late night gig. That was in my younger days, though. A lot of drinking back then. A lot of drinking after work in those days. Those were the good days. But yeah, I think that is about it. We're dwindling down. Anybody got any questions before I turn this thing down? Break out the old Milwaukee, huh? See, that's something Ray would say. Beaver. And I wasn't Styler. I get it. So, for anybody out there, let it be known, I have 2 channels, Styler6969 and Fork in the Road 2025. That is it. That is the only comments, the only content I am responsible for. Anybody else is not me. I have no reason to lie. I came forward. Sarasota Tim is fun to watch. Have a night. Good night, buddy. I would quit drinking. I'll be watching. I don't drink anymore, Birdie. This is when I was younger. Now I'm more of a, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's it, guys. Let's wrap it up. We're down to 10 people in here. So let's leave them wanting more. That's it, guys. So tomorrow, look for Dinger. Dinger getting a glizzy. And I don't know. Maybe I'll put something else up as well. But that is it for tonight, guys. Styler6969 saying peace in the Middle East.